Hey, Tubies! It's Psychic Bob. It is Sunday night, and we're all here. It's 8 p.m. Eastern U.S. time, and wherever time you are, it's whatever time it is. We call it right now, I call it the witching hour, and we are here. We got our crew with us. I tell you, we got a wonderful, wonderful gathering here. We're all so glad to be back with you. And we got Lady Angela here and Lord Tony and Lady Carol. And I thought we'd go down the row and let them each side. Lady Angela, why don't you start us off here?
Hi, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas and Yule time. I'm happy to be back with you here on the 30th of December. It's almost New Year and excited for tonight's show.
Yeah, Lord Tony, what's going on in your world?
Hey, everybody. I'm glad to be here. I hope everyone's had a really safe holiday weekend. Keep it safe. Come back to us again next week, please.
Awesome. And then we got the guardian of the sacred staff, Lady Carol. Hey, Lady Carol.
Hi, everybody. I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday and getting ready for the new year to roll through. Glad to have you here.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this year is coming up faster than we can count. And you know, it's not New Year's unless Psyche Bob has an annual tradition. And Lady Angela, you know about that special tradition, don't you?
Oh, yes. Psychic Bob's yearly New Year's predictions.
That's right. And we're going to have this. Lady and I will be doing live broadcast tomorrow night on Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Mountain, 5 Pacific. If you're on the West Coast, you get the first dibs ahead of anybody in the country. And we're going to go through, and I'm going to talk about what's coming in 2019. I've been doing this for 10 years. It's a big part of spiritualism, and we get so many people coming. In fact, it's become a tradition. I've heard, Lady Angela, that people put the video on at New Year's parties. Have you been?
Oh, that's fun. That is fun.
Yeah. So if you're having a gathering, you want some entertainment, make sure to have your computer on and have it on Spirit Channel. We're going to have live. It's going to be live broadcast. Me and Lady Angela one-on-one talking about what is coming in 2019. You don't want to miss it. So make sure to be here. I'm excited about it. You guys excited about the new year?
I'm super excited.
I'm telling you, I'm ready for it. I'm just feeling it. I think, 2018 wasn't a bad year. I mean, it had its challenges. For a lot of people in writing say it was a rough year. And I think we're ready. We're all ready for some new energy, aren't we? I'm telling you.
Definitely.
Absolutely. And Lady Carol, I gotta tell you, this is a new year and you're in your new home. And so you're getting to start a new year all fresh, aren't you?
Oh yeah. Yeah, and actually tomorrow is my 27th wedding anniversary on top of everything else.
Congratulations. Oh my gosh. Where do the years go? I'm telling you, 27 years. It's a long time just like that. Absolutely.
Yeah, I just closed my eyes and it's already 27 years later. So
isn't that something? I feel that way too. I was watching 1980s MTV old interviews and videos today. And I was like, oh, there's Madonna. Oh my God, there's Sting. And I was like, oh my God, these interviews are like 35 years old now. What's that?
I was sitting down looking at some old videos, family videos of kids and stuff, and now I'm looking at them. I'm like, what happened? Because they were little last time I saw them. Now they're grown men with kids, and it's like, where'd my kids go?
Right.
Yeah, it's like you feel like you just served them breakfast, walked in the kitchen, and walked out. It's 30 years later, huh?
Yep. It's funny, how fast time flies. We don't think about it because we're so busy with everyday life. We don't realize, all that space that, has gone by,
I think you're right. And, I think we as Wiccans, and, guys, I think all y'all, being a Wiccan means to be aware. And one of the things I try to be aware of as a Wiccan is that sense of where I am in the cosmic timeline. You know what I'm saying? You know, Lord Tony, as you work with that mystical titanium all the time, you get a real sense of energy flow, don't you?
Oh yeah, yeah. I never know where the time flies anymore. It's like as you get older, everything goes faster, and it's like it needs to slow down more.
The other day we were talking, you were telling me about your, son that's in the military. And I said, oh my God, your kids are already in the military. I mean, in my mind, I'm still back 5 years ago,
Yeah, yeah. I remember that when you and I first started talking. Yeah, they were still in high school, and I think one was in junior high still. And
It's amazing.
next thing you know, my oldest one is graduating out of AIT in Georgia, and wow.
I tell you,
That's
I don't.
cool.
Well, I love it. We're all gathered tonight, and I'm just so excited. It looks like we got a number of people gathering over in the chat room. I got to open my chat room. Lady Angela, why don't you tell us?
We got quite a turnout tonight, Bob. A lot of familiar names and a lot of new ones too. We got Simba, Laura M. We got Mama Bird. We got Gabs here. Shauna's here. Kathy Private's here. Mark Wilhelm is here.
Oh, wonderful.
It's just flying by. I mean, there's a lot of activity in the chat. It's hard to keep up. But yeah, Kathy Private, we send prayers to you and hope your medical scans come back okay and that it's not no major health thing. So we're sending prayers to you. This time of year, it makes me think of new beginnings, and it makes us, that's what the New Year's resolution thing is based from probably, but mostly it makes me think of the energy in the air that is of new beginnings. It's of that, we're at that top point of the cycle, and as the wheel turns for this next year, we start to evaluate where we've been in the past, where we were this last year, and where we want to go in the coming year. What parts of ourselves we might want to shed off or change, or just new things we want to develop in our life. That's kind of what I've been thinking about here lately at this time of year.
I have a giant tapestry in my bedroom of the Wheel of the Year. And on my tapestry, right here at the top of the wheel now, we're just turning towards Imbolc. And it's funny you're talking about the Wheel of the Year, because I was looking at that and I thought, wow, we spun around the wheel. Here we go again. Hold on tight.
Absolutely.
I think that's one of the amazing things about Wicca is that, it gives us a sense of how the power flows in the cosmos. And as Wiccans, we're aware of that. We got to be aware of that. And I think, Lady Angela, what you're saying about you're reflecting of the new year and the energies, I think we all really need to do that. And, I think with New Year's coming, it's a great time, to really slow down and do some deep meditation. Don't you?
Absolutely. And, we might explore that different New Year's rituals. You might look in for the people at home, maybe the different books you have, things about starting new beginnings or New Year's rituals. Maybe we'll explore, put one together. We'll talk about that. But there's a lot of rituals out there, and they're very cleansing, very welcoming of opportunities. And they're just really fun, and they're really good juju. So I recommend everybody explores that and pick one out. Look at a few of them. Write your own, something that resonates with you. Jot it down in your book of shadows so you can reflect on it and use it year after year. But definitely give a little bit of thought to that.
I have to find it. One of my ritual books is a wonderful, it's like, it could be a New Year's ritual. It's called a purification ritual.
Right.
And there's different ways to do it, but you use like a bowl with snow. Like if you're in an area with snow, you go and gather snow and you bring it to your altar. You put your hands in the snow and you put the snow on your face and you feel that coldness and let it revitalize you. And they say if you don't have snow, you could use ice or even ice water, but the ideal is to have snow if you have that. And there's some other stuff with it. I have to find it. I wish I'd had brought that tonight. But, I think that purification is an important part also of New Year, because we got to let go of all that negative junk. We all have it. We carry it with us.
Baggage.
Yeah, our bag. We got to let that go, I know that every New Year's I stop and I say, I'm going to purify myself. Sometimes I'll just sit and I have like a big incense burner, like the Catholic Church type incense burner. And I'll put a charcoal brick on and I'll just fumigate my whole self. I'm going to that also this year, you know.
That's a great idea. I want to do that too now. You've inspired me. So maybe that's a part of people at home watching. Maybe that's a part of your New Year's resolution or your New Year's ritual you want to put together is purifying yourself with some incense. And you just waft the smoke all over your body. Be careful not to burn yourself, but smoke is cleansing and purifying. And that's a very, very good ritual.
And you know, Lady Carol, you live down in the Louisiana area, and don't they do with like smoke purifications in New Orleans? Isn't that like one of the traditions?
Well, actually, my mother was from New Orleans, but yeah, right after they do the Mardi Gras, they do several cleansing rituals. One is, the spiritual bath ritual, the blessing. And then also, they do the smoking ritual. Another thing that they do as well is cleansing the home itself. Because, of course, in New Orleans, we already know spirit activity is outrageous. So not only do they cleanse themselves, they cleanse their families, they cleanse their homes. And they do that as a family gathering a lot of times for those people who practice. Because, of course, with a lot of the baggage that, you carry throughout the year, you also carry those energies. So you want to get those energies out as well. One thing that I am getting ready to do is start my year in a day. Now, a lot of people say, oh, they never thought about it. This is the perfect time to start your year in a day.
Good
Sit
point.
down, meditate on what you would like to learn, what you need improvement in, little things that you may want to work with spell work. There's a lot of information out there and books about a year and a day. You can try doing that and seeing how that helps you in your magic working and your daily life. I think you, Lady Angela, don't you have several books on your website for a year
Actually,
and a
what
day?
I would recommend for people, one of my most favorite authors, other than Cunningham, but one of my current favorite authors is Christopher Pinzak. He's an amazing author, and he has a series of books which I highly recommend. I study them myself, and they're a year and a day type program. And it's the Temple of Witchcraft is what the series is called. And I believe the very first to do the first year and a day, like the first degree studies, is called the Inner Temple of the Temple of Witchcraft series by Christopher Pinzak. You could pick him up on Amazon. You could pick him up at llewellyn.com. But he is an amazing author. I've read many of his books. Me and Bob are both great big fans of him, and probably Lady Carol and Lord Tony too. He has wonderful books on ascension magic and just a lot of stuff. And if you really are serious about wanting to get into a year and a day, that's an excellent idea, Carol, Lady Carol, because it is New Year's. It's a great idea. And it's a wonderful book series. I was going to teach from them not too long ago until life caught up and got super busy. But Christopher Pinzak's an awesome person. He's even got a Facebook page. You can reach out to him. I'm happy I'm one of his friends on there, and I think that's awesome because he's one of my favorite authors. So yeah, definitely the Temple of Witchcraft, Inner Temple.
I love that. You know, Lady Carol, I have to say, it's the perfect time to start the wheel of the year was the start of your, start studies. And for those of you who are new here, who are looking at Wicca, it is traditional in the Wiccan faith. You can't just instantly say, I'm a witch. It doesn't really work that way because you do have to commit a year and a day. And this year we're going to go through the wheel of the year, and we've almost got rituals now for every.
Yep.
So as part of your lesson, you can be with us as we go through the wheel, and that's going to help you on your studies, I think. Absolutely. And Lord Tony, when you were growing up, your mother was a mystic, wasn't she? And
yeah, she showed a lot of precognitive I can't even think of the word right now. She was a precog. Let's put it that way.
Precognitive.
Yeah, that's it. I can't speak right now. My mouth is if I'm not talking a lot today, people, it's just I broke a tooth the other night, so I'm not really too.
You don't want to make you hurt.
But yeah, she was able to. It's funny because when growing up, you know, I didn't always live with her. I lived with my dad quite a bit. 15. I had a choice to make. You know, I chose to move in with him, and but she would call. Literally, it was funny because she would call the moment I was picking up the phone to call her.
Oh,
And
wow.
so I put the phone up to my ear and be like, "There's no dial tone," and she'd be like, "Tony, Mom." So it was never premeditated. It was just, I'm just going to call Mom today, and nope, she's on the phone before I got a chance to do it. So it was weird.
That's cool.
I think I said, well, the reason I bring that up, Tony, is, you know, of all the staff here on the panel, you know, you're the one I think that had the earliest probably mysticism. And so it's interesting. I'm always curious to hear your perspective on, you know, Wicca, the craft from how you first experienced, you know, like, I don't know if your mom did the Wheel of the Year. I was just curious if she did, but I mean, you had a sense probably of some of the mystical things that we've all come to learn, I imagine.
Yeah, see, I'd never really considered it Wicca. I didn't know that Wicca really existed until maybe 10 years ago. When you know, shortly after I moved into this house and I started researching everything because of all the stuff that was happening with me. But yeah, my mom, when I was growing up, it was free-spirited. This, you know, my dad kept me logical, made me think about a lot of things. So I can be a skeptic and I can be spiritual all at the same time, and I can see, you know, where the differences would be. But you know, I always kept an open mind, so I always knew something was there, even if logically, you know, it says no, it's not. Because if I can feel it, it's there. Period. You know,
I love that.
I wasn't going crazy, you know. So I could feel this. I could feel the energy of the stones at a early age, and that helped me out quite a bit.
Yeah, I think this is so wonderful because, you know, once you touch in on the mystic side of life, you're never the same, you know. And I think each of us here can really testify the fact that, you know, Wicca in our lives came in. I always say you never get introduced to the until it's the right time. You know,
Right.
one of the reasons we don't proselyte. We don't tell people you have to be Wiccan. We're not interested. If you're called to the craft, you'll come. You know, and I think that's one of the curses of our faith. And it's like even Tony growing up with the mystic mother, she didn't force it on him. You know, it was just the energy was present, and he learned as he was willing and able to learn if he wanted
Sure.
to. That's really great. You know?
And also to expand on that, you know, as we learn and grow in our practice and we develop and we evolve, and it's like each time we evolve a bit, all of a sudden other things start to make sense, or our curiosity expands to other things, and other things just really start to come into clarity and make sense and expand our hunger to learn more. It's lifetime learning being a Wiccan. It's a lifetime learning process. But it's like the more we evolve, the more we realize, wow, I didn't even know that existed. You know, like ascension. I didn't even know what that was. And now you're at a level where now you want to look that up and explore that, and you discover through that different channels and avenues. And there's just, when you're ready, there's more for you to learn. And it's a constant learning and growing process. It's a beautiful thing.
You know, I got to jump in here. I think that's so beautiful, Lady Angela. You said it just. You know, we got a message here from Moonfae, and Moonfae says, my tarot and oracle cards have been giving messages of trusting my intuition. Is anyone else getting those messages lately? And you know, Moonfae, I love that. That's a great question because I've been seeing that theme in my own life. Now, as many of you know, I am a full-time professional medium, psychic medium. So I have to work with my intuition and my spirit guides. But it's interesting because I've been doing readings lately. I have a few people that have come for readings, and they come to me and they'd say, well, I want to talk about, you know, my divorce situation. But as I'm talking to them, I realize that there's a whole nother issue besides that divorce or whatever that the situation is. And Spirit says you have to bring it up. Sometimes very painful stuff. And when I let the Spirit lead that, we have major breakthroughs. And it's healing for them. It's helpful for me. It's very powerful. So I think that's interesting you're getting that, because I've been getting a lot of that too. Sometimes people will call me and say, oh, say, Bob, I only want to know if I'm going to get a promotion at my job, you know. But when I sit down with them, the spirit says, oh, tell them they'll get the promotion. But now we got to deal with this whole other thing. I'm like, oh, I didn't know about that. But spirit leads, you know. It's always amazing. So I think it's a good question. I think that, especially right now, at the turning of the wheel of the year, you know, spirit's trying to connect to people of the earth. You know, you guys remember I've talked about before, but back in 2012, when every psychic said it was the end of the world, people called me, Psychic Bob, everybody said it's the end of the world. I said, it is not the end of the world. Just forget that. They're all wrong. And a lot of psychics got mad at me. They called me and said, you're evil. You're telling people, you know, teaching against what we're teaching. You should stick with us. I said, but you're teaching wrong. See, that's where our intuition comes in. If I believed everything that I saw, and like, you know, Lord Tony, you said, you were taught to have some skepticism. I think that skepticism is a perfect balance to spirituality, because you want to really have balance, you know. I think right now, at the turning of the wheel, it's a great time to recalibrate and get that balance, you know.
And, you know, expanding on that. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think a lot of people forget, you know, everybody says, oh, you know, what's your New Year's resolution? I never believed in making a resolution, because to me, it's like, oh, I'm going to promise something and then you forget about it. You know, I think if you're going to make a choice on what you're going to do for the new year, you really need to sit down with yourself and contemplate how you want your life to be. Not make a promise of, oh, I'm going to quit smoking, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to do this. No. Look at your life. A lot of people don't. They're like, oh, well, you know, take it as it comes. You can change the take it as it comes if you sit down and think about it. How do you want it to change? What do you want to happen? You know, a lot of us, we sit down and we don't think about that until something happens. You know, where we have an illness or, you know, a situation where we're in dire straits. Then all of a sudden we think about that. If you're going to do anything similar to a resolution, make yourself a list of what you want to change in this new year and how you're going to make it happen, whether it be through, you know, working with your spirit guides or doing something that you need to do to make that happen. You know, when I sat down a year ago and I made the choice that I was going to have my home, believe me, I focused on that like there was no tomorrow. I think I drove everybody on this panel crazy with that. But my goal was to get what I have. And I had to bust my backside to get it. If you sit down and focus on what you really want to change in your life and make the necessary changes, you can accomplish it. If you want your magic to work better, focus on it. Don't take it to chance. We all have that ability to make those changes. It's a matter of getting up off your backside and doing it.
Lady Carol, I got to echo what you said. I think that is so beautiful and so perfect. And I was reading one of my Scott Cunningham books today at lunch. It was Earth Power. And he said in there, he said, you know, if you want to really do magic, you've got to practice magic. Magic isn't just something you can whip up in 5 seconds. He said to get to where you can do a quick spell, you have to learn how to work with energy and you have to practice. And he said, doing magic is no different than learning to play the piano. He said, you have to devote time to it. Yep. And I think that's really true. And I think you're so right, you know. And you may remember, Lady Carol, you called me for a reading about your house. And what did Psychic Bob tell you?
Oh yeah, yeah. But you know, you kept telling me, don't give up. Just hold on. Just keep going. You're gonna get it.
Yeah.
You know, that little bit of affirmation put me back on track. You know,
You
and
see,
here I am. But you
yes,
know, it's the same thing with our magic. I mean, a lot of people sit down and they're like, "Oh well, my spell didn't work." Keep trying. Don't give up. You know, you can make changes, you can tweak it, but don't give up. You're never going to accomplish anything if you quit.
I agree. Um, Carol, I'm going to just jump topics for a second. There's a person in the chat, Calvin Young. I think I'm saying that correctly. Forgive me if I mispronounced this. Has any of you guys ever successfully summoned a demon on domestic grounds? I've been using Bliskerat and rituals and sacrifices to engage with dark spirits in my surroundings. Calvin, I don't know if you mean that you're having an influx of evil spirits that you're trying to deal with, and you want to actively work with them. I have to tell you, in our order, we do not practice black magic. It is forbidden. So, in terms of do we do that? No. Have I encountered dark spirits? I have. But I don't recommend, I have to say this with full force, I do not recommend that you practice that unless it's a form of exorcism to cleanse your house. Lord Tony has had to deal with dark spirits in his house. And Lord Tony, you might want to say a little bit to that. But we don't actively summon demons in our work. So that's because we're Wiccan. It's part of the Wiccan tradition. Some ceremonial magicians will, but I don't encourage engaging with it unless it's to cast them out, so to speak. Lord Tank, can you address anything on that? Because you've had to deal with some dark forces in the past.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea to even want to summon a demon, no matter how fun you might think it would be. There's nothing good that can come of it. And I've had some mess with me and my family for a number of years in this house, and it's not a good thing to have. The dreams that you can get, the pain you can get, the marks left on your body afterwards. I've never had one. I've never had one try to fully integrate itself into me. I think I have too much light for that to happen, but they were doing a really good job of messing with us. And I took steps to make sure they stayed out of my house. And when I took those steps, they left very quickly. And they literally made noises in the house, letting us know it. They left. It was loud popping. And they came out and my kids came out into the garage asking if I was banging on the walls. I'm like, no, because they said that they heard 3 loud bangs in the house. And after that, everything was good. So, yeah, I don't recommend messing with them. Even if they try to promise you something in your head, they try to promise you something good, they can't be trusted. Don't bother with them. It's not worth it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Lord Tony. I just wanted your help on that. I think the person was asking in an honest way.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Hopefully that gives you some insight, Lady Carol, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's fine. That's more important. But as far as working with demons and stuff, remember that you have something very precious, your spirit. Now, you may think at the time that it doesn't mean anything, but trust me, in the long run, it means everything. To sit down and say you want to summon a demon, you would give up everything that life itself is built on. You may think right now your life is horrible, everything sucks, it's just miserable. Trust me, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and it is not working with demons at all.
Absolutely.
So reconsider that before you jump into something you can never get out of.
Yeah, because demons will attach themselves to you and drain you of all your life force.
Right.
One of the things people say to me, sometimes they say, Bob, I found a great black magic spell. I can do this. will it work? And I'll say, yeah, chances are it'll work if you do it properly and you know what you're doing. But the thing is that evil power will pack a punch. You can definitely do stuff and create an effect, but evil power also doesn't last. And I got to show you guys something. This is a lesson that I was taught by one of my teachers. And she said, here is your magic power. Let's say this is your magic power. It's like your power is like a giant cloth that stretches out the universe. So that when you do a bit of magic, when I cast a spell here to heal like Lord Tony's tooth, I'm sending power that's rippling across the cosmos. And over here is Lord Tony, where our fields of energy connect when we're psychically attuned. So we can use this fabric of the cosmos to bring blessing to people. But when we do black magic or do curses or evil or play with demons, we'll get power, but the result is we lose a little bit of our actual fabric, which means that we lose some of our true self and our true power. Oh, you'll get the result, but now look, we've got a tear in our spiritual fabric. And if you keep doing black magic, you say, oh, well, that worked, I'm going to do another spell. Guess what? You're going to get another tear. And if you keep doing dark magic, eventually your very fabric of your foundation that supports you, that nourishes you, is ultimately like this napkin in tatters and destroyed. And eventually there's nothing left. And all that exists is a tattered reality that you have created. And you'll have no power, you'll have no joy, you'll have no peace. And that's the result of black magic. So I'm going to caution anybody out there thinking about it. That's what you'll get. It'll work, but you'll pay a terrible price.
Wow, that's such wonderful advice, Bob. Menno Powell has a great question. They said, what does it mean when the lion roars, period? My awareness was so high one day that my husband rewinded right before my eye and spirits started talking to me. That's a very interesting question.
Very interesting. Well, when spirits want to manifest and they have to get a message through, they can do dramatic things. I one time literally had a spirit, I don't know if I'd say the word possessed, but I'm going to say it possessed me one time to speak to somebody. Now, it was a good spirit. Normally, they don't do that, but it was essential this person got a message that literally changed their life. And I, just being the thick-headed psychic that I was that day, wasn't getting the message. And the spirit pushed physically into my body and started talking through me. So I have seen dramatic stuff. And what was interesting, it wasn't trance channeling because I was fully awake and a voice was coming out of me that I had no control over. So it sounds a little bit like kind of like that was an intense exchange of energy there. I'd be curious what you guys think about that.
Absolutely. Did they follow up and said, then a lion roared and they went to sleep. How interesting.
Fascinating. Yeah, spirits trying to get your attention. It's not necessarily a bad thing because remember, we're dealing with the realm of the paranormal, and that which seems beyond belief actually exists. So, I don't know if it's bad, but it is interesting.
G-Dog has an interesting question. They ask, can an evil spirit say they are good and trick you?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
That's where, in the Bible, and I don't mean to sound like a Bible thumper, but the Bible has some good things in it. It says that you should practice the discernment of spirits, meaning that not every spirit that comes is of the light. As a medium, that's one of my gifts. I have the gift of discernment of spirits, and so I get called a lot to do discernment. So I can tell you, yes, that does occur.
Well, let me expand on that then. If one of us that's not used to seeing spirits all the time comes up to one that we're not quite sure of, but we could tell us something's trying to make themselves known or communicate to us, and we ask them, are you a good spirit? Regardless of their answer, how are certain ways that we could determine or signs that we should look for to be able to tell if they are really a good or bad spirit?
Well, this is why I think you can keep spiritual blessed items around you, such as salt or holy water. because if you cast that in the presence of an evil spirit, it will repel them. Good spirit.
Oh,
And I've done that when I've been in a haunted house one time, and the spirit was saying it was a kind little spirit helping one of the children of somebody. And so I brought in some holy water I'd prepared, and I threw it in the direction where the spirit voice was coming. And the spirit screamed, and it went back, and it never came back.
right on. From my experiences, I could tell them, trust your feelings. You know, if you feel anxiety when this thing is near you, there's probably cause for it. So you should tread carefully, you know, be very careful around that spirit, or tell it to go away. Certain ones, whenever certain loved ones visit you, it makes you feel happy. You have a loved feeling. You have a sense of they're there and they love you and care for you. But I've been creeped out plenty of times, you know, in places you don't know, in the dark, and you just feel something looking at you, and it makes you creepy. If the spirit makes you feel creepy, chances are it's creepy. So also trust your instincts and your feelings on that. If you have a sense that you need to be questioning it, question it.
Absolutely. That's the discernment of spirit you said perfectly, Lady Angela. Because really at our core, we have humanity. I mean, we do have evil people, but if you're here tonight asking questions, you're probably a good person at your okay, so you can trust what feels good. I love that. Lady Carol, I'm interested to hear your thoughts on that.
Well, for me, over the years, I've been able to like tell the difference because I've, had visions since I was a child. So I can pretty much tell the difference on the presence of the spirit. And I can tell which ones are good, which ones are evil, just like with a person, a lot of times you can meet a person and you can feel that energy and know that that energy is negative, whereas the person that introduced them may not be able to feel it. So, I agree with Lady Angela. Go with your feeling. You know, you can actually use your meditation practices to help you enhance your inner being, to be aware of what's going on around you. A lot of people don't know that. But if you feel like you have an evil spirit or evil entity around you, you can actually enhance your inner being to tell you, hey, don't trust this. It's not good. Get rid of it. If it's a good spirit that's lost, that's, not aware that they are a spirit, which Bob can tell you he's come across a lot of times. We've watched him on video. Then if you know that this is someone that's lost, you can try to help them to cross over to the other side. Watch Bob's videos. See what he does. Learn the techniques before you do anything. And if your inner self says, okay, we can do this, we'll send, help in to take them over, go for it. But if you have a feeling that this is a bad spirit, it's an evil entity, get rid of them.
I have to agree.
Their intentions are not good.
And, I think you're absolutely right. Lord Tony, I was going to ask you, I think, forgive me if I'm assuming something, but Lord Tony, wouldn't you say that it's really hard for an evil spirit to really cloak itself for long, isn't it?
It is, yeah. You'll know if they're there. They're usually pretty dark. The feelings that you get, a dark spirit will not have the same vibration as a light spirit. And the light spirits, when they've crossed over, they've gone up a level. You don't go down. You cross over, you go up, and that level stays with them when they come in to visit you. And so that higher vibration will make you definitely feel better. It'll be lighter, and you'll know it. A darker spirit, the vibration is going to be lower, and you're not going to like it around. You'll feel that something's going to be rough, things like that. Usually for me, when I meditate, I can tell if a light spirit's coming towards me or if a dark one's coming towards me, because the dark ones always remain dark. I'll see I don't see them in their full shape. I see more or less like a blurred blob. You want to call it that? But I'll see like this last one that came and visited. It was definitely dark. It had a humanoid shape to it, definitely big, and it was just black, period. But when I have like any other spirits usually in my home, and they decide they want to come and visit me while I'm meditating, I usually have like 3 or 4 that show up, and they're all on this side or over here on this side, and they're all different colors, but they're all light colors. And you can see them, and it's funny because when they're doing this, they see a lot of this in front of my face. And I'm not exactly sure what they're doing, but it's fun to watch. And but yeah, I don't allow the dark in my home unless, like that last one, it needed the help and it was allowed in. So,
and for people, would you say it's true that if they feel like they got the heebie-jeebies or they got that weird feeling like there's a bad entity, a quick, easy way for you to get rid of it is to shout, just go away. You are not welcome here. By all the powers that be, you are not welcome here. Only good, positive entities are allowed here. Would something like that be effective? Something simple from their heart? Would that work?
yeah, but spiritual law, they have to obey.
Yep.
If it's dark, it has to leave, and if it refuses to, then you can take actions. You can call on Archangel Michael and have him bring his warriors down to bring him to a place of higher good. And if he refuses, then bind him. And either way, it's usually going to go away. But I forgot what else I was going to say. Oh, something else too. Good spirits, if you're able to hear them and feel how they're reacting to your questions, they will not get mad at you for asking questions. If you're trying to find out if they're the real deal, if they're good for you, good to spirit, they will not get mad. Whereas the actions of a darker spirit, they'll start to get frustrated with it. I just told you I was good. Blah, blah, blah. It's like they'll start getting all good spirits.
That's helpful for people with spirit boards, working with spirit boards. That's a very helpful piece of information there.
Another thing too, with spirits that I've experienced, you can be sitting in a room like we're sitting in our rooms now, and you can feel your own energy level increase, decrease. Certain smells, the smell of lavender compared to the smell of sulfur, or a heavy musky smell. Those are triggers to tell you, hey, if you don't get it one way, I'm going to tell you another. You know the difference between, I hate to say, but a dead animal. If you get that kind of smell, trust me, that is not a good spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That is, a dark entity, a dark spirit. If you smell that, that means there you have no good intention.
Right.
They will not carry, scents that uplift the spirit. They will carry scents that bring it down.
Mm-hmm.
Just the energy in the room will change from a light feeling to a heavy, dismal, depressing feeling.
Mm-hmm.
These are signals. So, you need to pay attention to those things as well, because spirits work with your senses. A lot of people just ignore it. They work with sight, they work with smell, they work with touch. They work with all of the 5 senses because they want you to know one way or the other, I'm here. So start noticing those things.
Yeah. That's very true, Carol.
You said it so well, Lady Carol. And, one of the things also for those of you who are if you're seeking out spiritual help from a psychic or a medium, one of the test questions, if it's a psychic or a medium you don't know, you might want to ask them, do you work with black magic? Do you do curses? Because there are some psychics who dabble on the dark side. And if they say, yes, I, conjured evil spirits if the client wants it, that's not somebody you want to work with,
Right.
because you want to work with people who are the light. And Now, when we talk about the light, I also want to clarify, the darkness is different than the shadow self, okay? The shadow self is a good darkness, our earthy darkness, our creative darkness. That's not the same as evil darkness, because what a lot of people don't know is when you talk about darkness, there's a spectrum in the dark. There's good dark and there's bad dark. There's good light and there's bad light. And, ladies, like Christopher Penczak, I think it's in one of his books, he talks about this.
Mhm.
And he does it kind of like a crisscross, like if you do a cross, an equal arm cross. And he said, everybody thinks that light is always good, but light has a dark side. So that's how the dark spirits can masquerade as the Bible says, angels of light. So we do have to test the spirits and have discernment. So
That's good advice.
Yeah.
Speaking of psychics that work with the light, Maria Zarate says, "Hi, Bob. I want to thank you personally. I got a reading from you once and everything came true. The advice you gave me and your spirit guides, thank you so much. I even met my true love. Thank you."
Oh, Maria, I'm so happy to hear that. Well, I have to be honest. I give all the credit to the spirit world because I'm just the channel. I don't claim to have omniscient knowledge of everything. I do have psychic gifts, but those are enhanced through the spirit world, and I have the blessing to have that connection. And I'm just happy that my guides were able to come through and bring you what you needed. And it's the blessing of a private reading. See, a private reading with me. For those of you who are new here, you don't know, I do this all day long, every day. Private reading is you and me one-on-one for a full hour, and we cover everything. Lady Angela, Tony, I cover past, present, future, spirit guides, messages from deceased loved ones, answer all your questions, look at your life mission. We cover all that. And Maria, I do remember reading for you. I'm so honored. It was a good experience, so thank you for that.
That's excellent. And right now it's New Year's. So Bob's been getting a lot of people calling to get New Year's readings from him, and that's exciting. A lot of people come to you once a year, don't they, Bob? And on their birthdays or on New Year's and get a reading. That's so cool.
Oh yeah, New Year's is a big time. And I always say this is the perfect time to invest in yourself. If you're going to start the wheel of the year, what a better way to start than have some psychic insight, connect with your guides. And as part of that, you can also, make a commitment to your journey. And I would recommend, and you also spend some time looking at maybe books to study this year. Lady Angela's wonderful selection of books. Also, you pop over to her store. You can get jewelry, you can get charms, you can get rituals, spells. We're all here to help you on the wheel, the journey. And I think now's a great time to kind of put some time and effort into your growth, and we'd love to help you. So, also if you go to Lady Angela's site and you want to get some stuff, a lot of people during their readings say, well, Bob, should I read this book or that? And I'll talk about that. And, if you want to get books, you go to Lady Angela's, you can type in, what's the coupon code, Lady Angela?
RareWiccaSpells.com will get you there. And there's a entire book section. Also, Psychic Bob has books.
Well,
don't you, Bob?
Yes, well, I do. I'll get this. But what's the coupon code for a discount?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was distracted with the chat. I apologize. Any purchase you make at RareWiccaSpells.com, use coupon code Spirit Channel to save 10% every time. And I have everything there. I have jewelry. I have magical tools. I have herbs. I have crystals, stones, talismans, jewelry, spell pages, spell books, all sorts of stuff. Give it a peek, RareWiccaSpells.com, and use coupon code Spirit Channel to save 10% every time.
I love it. Thank you. Yes, and I do have books as well. I am a published author. And if you go to my website, www.psychicbob.com, I have a bookstore up there. And I don't have my books here. They're actually still in my suit. But I have a number of books you can buy. Messages from Rose, When Worlds Unite, Psychic Bob's Book of Wiccan Wisdom. All of these are on my website, so definitely pop over and check it out,
Christy Sate asks, are we on Facebook?
Oh, yes, we are. Yes, if we go over to, I have a few sites on Facebook, but the Order of the Purple Cord is on Facebook. And Lady Angela, you got the address for that. You know it better.
Yeah, sure. If you wanted more information or to connect with Bob, Lord Bob, or Lady Carol, or Lord Tony, or myself, go over to Facebook. You can look us up under Order of the Purple Cord. Send us a message. And if you wanted to join the Order of the Purple Cord, that's totally free. And you could send us an email through our Facebook page or to Bob at readings@robert-hickman.com or to OPC for Order of Purple Cord at rarewiccaspells.com.
Well, you know, since we're talking about the OPC, I think we should give some people a little bit of insights to some of the things we're working on that we're going to have for the order, you know.
In the new year, yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, a lot of you've been asking, saying, Psychic Bob, I want to learn more about the OPC. And we had an officers meeting recently. We are all committed, and I've been working on it, to have in the next month for you guys. And I think it's going to be the next month, and what we're planning to have an orders manual, you know, the Order of the Purple Cord official manual. And you'll be able to get that when you join as a download. It'll be a whole booklet. It's going to have ritual prayers in it, the mystical symbols of the order, daily devotional practices, a little bit of everything in there, you know, prayers of protection. And so you can, like, you know, because a lot of you said, well, how do I, you know, grow every day? And this manual hopefully will give you, for those of you who want to, now you don't have to use it, but a lot of you have been asking, you'll be able to have something you can go open every day and do your daily ritual and prayers. And so we're going to have that for you. That's one of our big things we're having. You know?
I'm excited about that. I'm excited about getting that rolling out, moving along. And we got other things we've been talking about doing too. And we're really excited for the coming year. And Bob, I'm excited for your New Year's video. It's always awesome.
Well, let me tell you that for everybody's tuned in late, you did miss it. You may have missed it. But tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, same time as the witching hour is tonight, I will be doing a live broadcast, on my channel for an annual New Year's predictions. 2019. What's coming in 2019? Lady Angela has been begging me to sit down and dig into it. Just like, Bob, I got a ton of questions to ask you. I got to know. I said, all right, Lady Angela, I'll let you ask your question. You know, I get so many people. I've got newspapers calling me. I've got magazines calling me, TV people. And I say, y'all just got to wait. And Lady Angela, I want to ask the questions. I said, all right, I'll let you ask. So all of you media people, you know, Lady Angela gets first dibs, and y'all can get me later. So, you know, but I have to, you know, because I could spend all day.
That's for all the Tubies. That's first dibs for all you Tubies to hear the answers first. That's who I'm poking in and standing up for, is everybody here at Spirit Channel to hear it first.
You know, and I love it because I thank YouTube and all of you who support me. You know, I've been on YouTube for 10 years now, and I want to give you guys the first on what's coming. Yeah, I could go to ABC News or the London Star News who calls me, and I'll talk to all of them in time, but you guys get it first. I mean, I know what my priorities are. And so Lady Angela is going to be here, and we're going to go through it, okay? So
yeah,
here it'll be live. If you miss it, it'll be taped, so you'll get to see it later. But it'll be 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Mountain, 5 Pacific, 1 a.m. London. Actually, you know, we're going to get that out. It'll already be New Year's in London, but that's okay. It'll start off the New Year's for them.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait, and can't wait to see you all there. And it's awesome. I liked tonight's show, too. It was super cool. We covered some topics we don't normally discuss, and I think we did wonderful.
I think so. What time is? Oh my gosh, we are getting close to that. You know, Lord Tony's over there. I see him moving his hand. He's casting a little magic with that titanium. I can tell it.
You want to hear something funny though?
Yeah.
Yes.
You're mentioning that, and if you look at my hand, I don't know if you guys can see it. I have a brand new titanium ring with runes across it.
Ooh.
I was actually going to ask this question. You know how the runes, when they're upright, they have one certain meaning. When they're reversed, they have a completely different meaning.
Right.
Now, when I'm wearing this ring and I'm looking at it like this, I'm seeing the runes upside down. Should I be wearing it the other way, or however I feel is correct? If I hold it like this, they're upright the way they should be.
Yeah.
But when I'm looking at it this way, they seem reversed.
Well, tell you, just from a traditional jewelry standpoint, I'm not talking mysticism, you're wearing it properly. It should be when you hold your hand out that it faces the person that's seeing it.
Okay.
From a psychic place, however, you could look at it two different ways. One, if you have the runes facing upright, you're projecting that power out before you. So in terms of runes, it will be protective. If you're trying to draw a specific energy to you, you could wear it the other way, so it's drawing it into you. Depends on what you want to do magically, how you choose to work with that energy. But traditionally, I would say it's best to wear it so it's upright as you face the hand out to project it before you. My take. Anybody else thought?
And even expanding on that, Tony, if you wear it on your projecting hand, you can make it so that what you face is the energy you want to send out. If you see it upside down, then that's the energy you want to send. If you see them right side up, then that's the energy you want to send. And if it's on your receiving hand, the one you don't write with, then it would be the same as Bob said, except adding the different hand into it.
Oh, that's a really good, yes, the drawing hand or the projecting hand. I like
Right.
that. I'm thinking, I'm liking that. Good job, Lady Angela. Lady Carol, we got to get your 2 cents. Come on, girl.
Well, as far as magical jewelry goes, I wear, it's funny to a lot of people, but I actually wear 2 rings. And if you notice, they're on the same fingers. Not trying to flick anybody off, but I use one for receiving and one for projecting.
I love
this hand, if you notice.
Yeah. So that's your projection of your protection.
Exactly. And on this hand, it's a triquetrum.
Is that a moonstone?
Yes.
So that enhances your psychic receptivity.
Yes. So I keep a constant flow of energy going for that purpose. So I cover both sides of the bases. And a lot of people will notice one or the other, but they very seldom see both, which is kind of a little psychic disguise. It's like, okay, I'm signing a document, but I don't want to let on who I am. I'm right-handed, so I use this one. If I want to, reflect energy out, I will use the other one. You see, so it's a constant flow thing as far as jewelry goes. Now, this is a ring that I bought, and I worn it a couple of times, but my finger swells, so I have to take it off. This is I'm going to go a little fancy today ring. What I love about this ring is...
secret compartment.
So I can put stones or herbs or whatever else I need to in this ring to enhance my magic.
I love it. I love that.
So I cover all bases, not only in necklaces, earrings, rings. I cover as many areas as possible for protection, as it's also, for warding off evil. I have several evil eye rings, which I wear. I have a bracelet. Magical jewelry is something that we can have fun with. And Lady Angela has a lot of magical jewelry in the shop. And you can find a lot of jewelry that you can wear. You don't have to necessarily let everybody know you're, Wiccan.
Right.
Because she has some jewelry on her shop that's not all, pentacles and pentagrams and things.
Thank you.
That you can actually wear and still practice in your own way. Lord Bob did a video about this a couple of days ago, I believe.
Oh, yes, I did. Yes.
Jewelry.
Yeah, that was on, what was that, last Saturday, because I was at my mom's. I was taking a little break from family. Yeah, go back a few days. It's, which one was it? It's called how to wear magical jewelry in secret.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, for the new people out there that don't know this, check these things out. Make this part of your New Year's resolution. How can you practice if you're still in the closet? How can you practice if you don't want people to know you're practicing?
Right.
Little things like this you can do. Believe in yourself, first off.
That's excellent advice. Bob, they were asking in the chat, what was the time tomorrow to tune in for your video, for your New Year's video?
Yes, New Year's prediction will be here at Spirit Channel live at 8 p.m. Eastern U.S. time. 8 Eastern. I don't know if I should give that time, so it'll confuse everyone. Just look at your clock and figure out what time it was. 8 p.m. Eastern. That's when it'll be here, okay? Now, for those in Europe, it'll be 1 a.m. London time, 2 a.m. Paris time, but just go with 8 p.m. Eastern U.S. Remember, Psychic Bob lives in Alexandria, Virginia, 5 minutes outside Washington, D.C. So 8 p.m. Washington, D.C. time. And we're going to be live.
I can't wait for tomorrow's video. I think tonight was a wonderful show, and I want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight. The questions were very good. I hope that we answered them for you, and we've all learned and grown here together tonight. And I know I really enjoyed it, and I'm sure all of everybody else here in our council would agree.
I agree. I've had such a good time. We call this every week the gathering of the tribe, and we hope if you're new here that you got some insight and had some fun. And we want you to come every Sunday. We do this. The Witching Hour is a regular event here. And, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, we're going to be broadcasting every Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern U.S. time. And whatever time zone that is where you are. Anyways, I've had a great time. Guys, you each want to say good night?
Good night, everybody. Once again, super thankful you're here. Really enjoyed the show and our time together.
And what's your website?
RareWiccaSpells.com, and use coupon code Spirit Channel to save money on every order.
Yay, check her out. Lord Tony, why don't you say good night and tell us again about your work and your website?
All right, everybody. I hope you all have a great night and enjoy your New Year's. This would also be a great time for you to visit my website and check out and getting an energy clearing for the new year.
Absolutely.
I have lots of time on my hands lately, and I would really like to use it doing other things than sitting around watching television. So,
Debbie Webby just commented and said, Lord Tony, the effects were unbelievable. Her husband even commented on it. Love it.
All of us here on the channel panel have been healed by Lord Tony.
Yep.
And there's not one of us here who cannot say, damn, this guy is good. Lord Tony, how can they reach you again?
you can Google me at Lightbringer's Angel, or go to the description in the box below the video.
That's right. We're going to have Lord Tony's link below if you don't remember that. Definitely, he's worth the time. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, now I know everybody's money's been tight for all of us, but you need to invest in Lord Tony. Tony does this on a volunteer basis for donations. So don't cheat him. Don't spend, having Lord Tony work on you and then give him 1 penny. Be generous, because he puts a lot of energy out. Lord Tony, I'm excited about your work. Everybody needs to go see you as well. And we got Lady Carol. Lady Carol, she's been working on some mystical stuff as well. Why don't you tell us about that, Lady Carol, and how we can reach you?
Yes, actually, I'm working on a mini series of wands right now. I'm hoping to get my website up and running when the new year hits.
Mm-hmm.
But to make it easier, if you want to contact me, I cheated. You can contact me
Oh,
at Lady Carol's Wands
cool.
and More at gmail.com. I'm going to hold it there so
That's
you can write
cool.
that down. I don't know if you can see it clearly. But
Back up just a little
all-
bit, Lady Carol. Go back just about 4 inches.
how about that?
Yes, perfect. Hold it there. Speak so they can see it.
It's Lady Carol's Wands and More at gmail.com. This is also going to be the name of the website.
All right. Yay,
So,
guys. Go get
That's
it.
awesome.
I'll have to add that to the links below, too, for you.
Okay. And also, as far as Bob's books go, let's try and cast some light off here. Messages from Rose, my favorite.
I love that one too.
Ouija Mysteries.
Oh,
Look,
yeah.
Bob's younger.
Bob's a little younger.
Bob.
That's going back 10 years now.
I love that picture. And let's not forget Psychic Bob's Book of Wiccan Wisdom.
Oh, yeah.
And a fun one, Psychic Bob's Book of Spells.
Excellent.
And for Lady Angela, yes, I'm not forgetting you. Check out some of her custom-made Book of Shadows. Pages to the hilt. This is a traveler one. One day I'm going to be able to get a big boy, but for now I'm having fun with the little one. It's loaded with spells. It's got blank pages. You can take it with you anywhere. And trust me, they are fun to work with, guys. If you want to start your year in a day, start with this. Get some books. Get some jewelry. Have fun. Part of being a magic worker is also having fun. Keep your
Amen.
light.
So Bo to be.
If you feel a little down, go check out Lord Tony. I'm telling you, this man has healed me numerous times. He's a miracle worker in himself. Love you. All right, guys. 2019's coming through. Let's do this together. We're a family. We're united. Blessings.
Thank you. We're ready. We're gonna rock it. And you want to start rocking it, be here tomorrow to know what's coming in 2019. Well, guys, we are at the hour. God, I don't know where time flies, but I want to say thank you for being here. You guys make our week. It's because of you that we're here. If we didn't have you, we wouldn't do this, you know. But we love you, and we thank you for being part of our order. If you haven't joined the order, the Purple Cord, go ahead and check us out. Links will be below for all that. But we welcome you to join, to consider being part of our crew here. And we thank you for your time. I want to give thanks to all y'all on the panel. Thanks for being here. You guys rock. All their links will be below. Check them out. We're all here to be of service to you. Start your new year off right. Get a reading. Buy a book of spells. Get some healing. Get energy blocks removed. Get some wands. Get some tools. You got to get into it. And we're here to help you. So I hope you'll take advantage because, you know, where else can you go on YouTube and have a one-stop place? You know, we're a one-stop shop. You come here, you can get healed, psychic readings, supplies to get you going. All of it's here. See? So we welcome you to take advantage of it. Guys, I love you. We'll see you back here tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern U.S. time, same time as the show tonight. Be live at Spirit Channel for 2019 predictions, psychic predictions. We'll see you then. I love you guys, and may you all always blessed be. So motivated.